Freedom is the right to tell what they do not want to hear. CNN, MSNBC, Fox News. Tired of the same repetitive government narratives? Then wave goodbye to the distractions and rhetoric of corporate media. For this is Anti-Media Radio.
But I want to get the language right. The big government is in trouble.
You're all a bunch of slaves! Bunch of slaves!
What we need in the United States is not violence and lawlessness, but is love and wisdom and compassion toward one another.
What's your definition of media?
And now, here's your host, S.M. Gibson.
More people are discovering that the system is all rigged and voting is just pacification. Three-time presidential candidate Dr. Ron Paul said about U.S. elections. My name is S.M. Gibson, and this is Anti-Media Radio. It is April the 15th. Historically tax day, not this year. It will be April the 18th this year. So you've got a couple more days before you have to turn in your penance to the government. So you can be allowed to be free. You have to pay to be free because that's what freedom is. I want to go ahead and bring on Mr. Shannon Madden, our wonderful sound director. Shannon, what's going on?
Well, I don't know if I'm so wonderful tonight. I'm still working out a few bugs in the system, but I'm doing very well. How are you doing this evening?
I can't complain.
Well, good. I don't want to hear it anyways.
Yeah. You know what? There's a lot of people that have it a lot worse, and I'm just thankful to have what I have every day. And yeah, you know.
There we go. I think I fixed something. I think I fixed something. We'll find out here in a moment.
We'll see. I doubt it. That's okay. We didn't hire you for your sound directing capabilities.
Well,
it was more for your bubbly personality.
And typically, I do have a night off. Usually, that the wonderful Miss LeVon is on air, but we've been called in and help fight the cause. Miss LeVon is off. I believe they're at a conference or something, or is she participating? Is that as well?
It is,
it's East Coast thing, yeah.
Anti-media work related.
Miss Claire's out there too, and hopefully
she's in Philadelphia right now for the Free Your Mind conference.
Okay, so there's two different things. Okay, yeah.
Which we were actually, this time last year, probably right at this time, we were up on the stage, me and Nick, giving a presentation with Lute Rakowski and Jason and Matt from the Free Thought Project. It was great.
Killer.
Yeah. Derek. They've got another book out. Derek Bros and John Vibes, by the way, have another book out. So
I love those guys. Both those guys. Awesome writers.
Yeah. Yeah. Fantastic. You know, John said he announced that.
What?
Yeah.
What's up with that?
We're going to be raising money for him soon, so we'll get into all that later.
I won't get in his business like that, I guess.
Well, he announced it, so I wouldn't.
Yeah. If he put it out there, then
yeah, I wouldn't say it otherwise. But so yeah, I started off the show. I tell you, we kind of went back and pulled back a little bit, but I received a text, Shannon, right before we went on the air, and it kind of led me to that Ron Paul quote, which is actually up on the front page of the antimedia.org right now in an article actually entitled Ron Paul, U.S. elections are rigged, voting simply used to pacify the public.
Pacification.
So, anyways, I'll just say a very close relative sent me a text message that said, I owe you an apology. Our vote doesn't count. It's becoming more apparent to everyday Americans. Everybody is becoming apparent this election cycle that it's all rigged, that the whole system is a joke. You know, it's unfortunate that it's that way. I wish I could be more positive about the situation. I wish I could say, oh, it's going to be great. Everything's wonderful. I wish I could paint that picture.
No, it's going to be great again, remember?
Oh, yeah. I forgot.
I can't wait.
Again.
I can't wait to get my little slice of the wall across my backyard.
When Big Papa
Keep
Daddy's in
ISIS
charge.
and terrorists and all them dirty Mexicans trying to steal my jobs. My jobs. My wall.
Why? It ain't going to happen. He's going to be president. It's going to be horrible. We're going to have to leave.
Nah, I'm not leaving. I'm definitely not leaving. I think I've endured a lot worse than
Daddy.
Whoa, what's up with all that?
Garage door?
Yeah. The dog's out. I'm sorry, I had to.
You and your references.
I know. I'm full of them tonight. I'm just full of it.
Yeah, I want to go ahead and bring on a special guest we're going to have joining us tonight on the program. We had him on earlier in the week. Most people will know him as the gentleman who was behind the viral video, the soldier ranting about how veterans are treated and about how the pharmaceutical industry and Big Pharma
and tying the two together as far as the veteran suicide rate, which is it's way underreported.
That's it, Mr. Dylan Robinson. Dylan, what's going on?
I'm doing good. How you guys doing tonight?
Woo!
Doing good.
Great.
Huh?
Let's see. Yeah, go ahead.
We've been having all kinds of technical difficulties tonight. Y'all, please bear with us tonight if you happen to actually stick around for the show. Yeah, it's been that kind of party. But so how are things with you, Dylan?
Pretty good. Not much changed last time I was on. We've been at ranges all week, so I haven't really been doing anything new. Planning on doing another video this weekend. Probably won't go as viral as the last one, though, I'm sure. Killer.
And speaking of Ron Paul, Dr. Paul actually referenced your video. And I'm sorry, I can't help but brag about that. That's kind of cool.
It is.
Oh yeah, I was happy.
And I have to tell you what, I want to go ahead and I want to apologize to you, Dylan. When we had you on the program the other night, it was it had been a long, weird day, and it was a weird program, and it
was actually all Kevin's fault. Kevin's not here tonight to defend himself, so it's going to be all Kevin's fault.
I don't know who did what, when, where, why, but I'll just go ahead and put all the blame on myself and just say it was the show was a bit off all the way around.
We could blame it on Jeremy too. I'm sure Dylan would love that.
Okay, we'll blame everybody, but Dylan. So welcome back to the show for sure. I'm glad you joined us again, sir.
Well, Dylan, I've got to ask, you're actively in the military right now. Your fellow soldiers, do you get a sense that as far as the way things really are, not what's broadcast on corporate media or spoon-fed to us on our daily lives, the truth that's actually coming out about all of this and the wars that unfortunately our military is still involved in, needless wars, senseless wars, as you put out in your, put in your video. What's the general consensus on base about the things that do you hear a lot of people pulling for Hillary or pulling for Trump? Is everybody excited about the prospect of more war? What's your take?
Well, first off, unfortunately, the same thing that's spoon-fed to you guys to the media is also spoon-fed to us through our chain of command.
Absolutely.
As far as the who's looking for who for president, I'd say most of the troops are probably favoring Trump. Others are just, they have nobody because they're kind of feeling how we're feeling and they hate their options. I was actually, right before I came on here, there's a US Army What the Fuck Moments is a very popular Facebook page around the military, and I was listening to one of their podcasts, and they were all talking about that, how much they hate every single candidate. So hopefully maybe after this election we'll get a little bit of an awakening, but the individual soldier at the lower level, most of them understand that it's not about our freedom, like I was saying the other night, but they're still spoon-fed the bullshit from their superiors. So they buy into it and they go along with it because they think it's cool to deploy. They want the money. They want the benefits. I mean, it's hard to compete with. The benefits as far as college goes, they're actually pretty good.
Did you hear that? Did everybody hear that?
Yes, I did.
I think we're being spied on right now. That's like this. That's the
that wasn't. I don't think that
we've
was
got
not
something
on
very
end.
special set up on our computer here in the studio. And when the NSA starts spying on us, it
didn't sound like it was.
So yeah, we're officially being recorded right now. Everybody, straighten your ties up.
Who cares? They can just go on YouTube, which you can check out by searching Anti-Media Radio on YouTube, and you can listen live at our program Tuesday and Thursday nights at 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific. Nick, you can join Monday and Wednesday. Nick Burnaby, the founder and editor-in-chief, I guess.
The supreme ruler of anti-media.
The dictator.
He needs to change that on his official job title on his Facebook page. I'm gonna see if I can't talk him into that. The supreme ruler of anti-media.
Yeah, that's a better title.
So what's that make you?
And then Friday night, we can't leave out LaVon because this is when she's usually on the air.
Yeah, this is her. We've hijacked her show.
We have.
Well, we're kind of helping her out, actually. We're babysitting. We're babysitting her show. So we got to treat her baby with respect. Not throw it around and kick it like we do our baby on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
No. That's her fault.
Bad baby.
Show's ruined.
But yeah, we are screwed every single which way that I can possibly think of as far as a presidential candidate. I don't know Dylan, what's your feeling on these third party candidates?
I don't like any of them. As far as the only ones I pay attention to are the libertarians, and I personally I don't like any of them.
Not a big McAfee fan.
No, I think Peterson. When he came out in that debate, I was pulling for him a little bit, but he came out with the great man fallacy. He doesn't seem to be a big fan of the NAP. Gary Johnson killed it for me with the gay wedding cake thing. And then McAfee's, to me, he's just a little all over the place. I guess if I had to, if I was a gun to my head, I'd probably pick McAfee.
You'd have to, because McAfee's going to be the one holding the gun. That guy is real, man. I mean, he's as real as you want to get. He actually had a post up on Facebook earlier today that I thought was just freaking hilarious about pretty much a little small statement about his finances. Anybody interested, go check it out. It's pretty funny. I think it's on his public page, where it's, everybody can go in and, check on John McAfee. And that guy's the truth, man. I don't know how you feel about him as a presidential candidate, but, I mean, when the shit goes down, I definitely would be living down the street from him.
I like him.
Yeah, he's cool. He's a cool dude. He keeps it real.
Yeah, he's a smart guy.
Yeah, he is. But didn't mean to, blow John McAfee for a moment, but, hey. I mean, he's definitely a lot better candidate than what is being shoved up our ass at the moment, and who will likely be our next president.
The Lion Teddy or Big Daddy,
or it could be Big Daddy, or it could be that evil queen bitch,
Witch woman.
Yeah, with a death toll count that any soldier would be.
Yeah, that woman's killed.
Chris
She's
Kyle
responsible for a lot. Okay, you being in the military, what would you estimate Hillary Clinton's death toll or death count, kill count, whatever you want to call it?
Okay.
Directly responsible. Well, I
Dylan.
mean, not she wasn't like actually like squeezing the trigger, but
But when you're Secretary of State, you got blood on your
one
hands.
stroke of a pen.
Yeah.
I can.
No, go ahead.
I don't know what all she's directly involved in. I mean, yeah, you can put Benghazi on her. You probably put a few drone strikes. You can probably put a lot of drone strikes on her.
More than a few.
I still put Bill on her because I think she ran the country anyway. So.
Yeah, Bosnia.
Yeah, I mean
That little diversionary tactic to.
Kosovo too. I've been to Kosovo. Fuck that bitch for making me go to Kosovo. What?
Did you really? You had to. Wow. So where all have you been deployed
Oh,
to?
Dylan's been out there, man. He knows what's up.
No, I haven't. I've only had 2 deployments. Only really one combat, which was Afghanistan, and then I've been to Kosovo, which is more of a peace mission. The most we ever did there is we got to do riot control at a riot that we started, but it never actually got to us. Didn't have any fun.
Okay, so being on the ground in Afghanistan, your perspective, the opium situation. What's your perspective? Your take?
The only experience I actually, besides smoking hash, the only experience I actually had with us doing direct action with opium is we had a joint DAA raid on a village in Afghanistan, and we ended up burning a bunch of hashish. That's the only really thing I did there.
That's not opium. That's pot.
Yeah. But we didn't really do much of that stuff, so I don't have
You
much.
think that's actually part of the, because you hear what we're in Afghanistan for the opium, but you were there. I mean, do you believe that? What that's kind of my question.
Yeah, I think it plays a role.
So you do still think it plays a role?
Just didn't experience directly myself, so.
I mean, the numbers suggest that, but you were on the ground, and an eyewitness perspective is much more than somebody looking at statistics.
Yeah, but that's the thing, though. My unit itself didn't handle any opium, but I have heard from other people that's possible. So I would
interested in the riot that they intentionally caused in Kosovo.
Well, I don't know if we intentionally caused it, but we definitely did cause it. It was in
So which one was it?
Hey, I don't know.
I asked the hard questions here. Yeah.
No, so it was in a town called Mitrovica, I believe. And it's the dividing city between where all the Serbians are, the Serbian Orthodox Christians, and the Albanian Muslims are. It's not where the actual borderline is, but it's where, once you get past Mitrovica, you get into all Christian Orthodox people who like to spit on us and flip us off. It's actually kind of funny to me. They had a bridge that was blocked off for a long time. And what they wanted to do was open up this bridge so the Albanian Muslims could go over into the Serbian side. And, of course, the Serbians didn't want that. So we ended up having to block off the bridge. It was us, ULEX, which is European Police Forces, and Kosovo Police. And they went right through the Kosovo Police and got to ULEX. But we were told that they were way too scared of the Americans and the Germans who were right behind them to come back there. The reason I think we were a main cause of it, because when we got there, there was just 4 or 5 people standing around. As soon as we showed up, people started fighting. And next thing you know, there's 4,000 or 5,000 people marching down the street with an Albanian flag and an American flag, of all things. And we started shooting tear gas at them. Well, we didn't. Kosovo police did. But what's interesting is a reporter had asked my buddy, he's like, well, what are you doing here? And they give you these generic answers that you always give to reporters, And ours was, we're providing a safe and secure environment and freedom of maneuver. And she asked him, how are you providing freedom of maneuver by blocking a bridge? And he didn't know what to say. I'm like, she's got a point. This is why I was still a little libertarian, maybe liberal-minded Republican. And I was like, yeah, she's got a point.
Yeah, she does. Damn good point at that. What are you doing in our yard? Get the hell out. Yeah.
I don't know what we're going to do. I don't know what we're going to do.
Well, I mean, just like this whole, and I was talking about this earlier today with some friends. The whole thing over in with Russia flying over the U.S. I think we talked about this last night, didn't we? It's just, I mean, it is just blown up everywhere. And now John Kerry's coming forward and kind of, issuing stronger statements as he goes along. It starts off as, well, just a routine training exercise, and now it's turned into, if it was an act of aggression, then America is well within their rights to, just shoot that plane down. Yeah.
What a weasel that guy is. He really is.
You want to talk about a welfare whore.
Hey, look, at least John McCain, you know what? He's a warmonger, but he wasn't throwing medals over anything and being like, I'm for peace, man. At least he owns what he is.
Yeah.
But Kerry, you get him running against Bush in 2004. I'm going to end the war. I was for peace and all this whatever garbage he spews. And then he gets in there, Secretary of State, and the first thing that happens is, we got to go to war, Syria. Immediately. And it just started beating the war drum as soon as he got in.
Mm-hmm.
Luckily, he didn't get us in there that time. He failed. But
we still made it in, though.
Yeah,
it's funny how that worked
one way
out.
or another. They didn't go in with the
Speaking of
full
Russia.
force they wanted to, though.
Yeah.
I think they wanted to go in straight up Iraq style and just overthrow the whole thing. Back then. They still do, of course, but they've met a lot of resistance.
Well, Dylan, where do you see us heading to war next? Because there is going to be a next. We're not just, America is a very bloodthirsty bunch.
Us at war, never.
Excuse me, conflict. I don't. What's the new lingo or terminology that we use now?
Operation, or they just changed the names, like Operation Enduring Freedom. Because we're enduring
freedom.
I forgot what the name of the mission is now. Kosovo, I think it was Joint Guardian, something like that. I don't know. I see us hanging out in the Middle East for a while.
Yeah.
I don't know where we would go next. I mean, the countries left on our list are probably the North Korea, Cuba, or not China, but Iran. But I don't know that we'd ever go to a direct war with Iran. But hey, I could be wrong.
I just got to thinking when you were going through the list, and I want to be the guy. Who's the guy that names the missions? Who's that guy? Desert Storm, Desert Shield.
Yeah.
Desert Strike.
What's
That'd be a good one. Did they have a Desert Strike? They should.
I think they did. Wasn't Desert Strike like Joe Jeep or something?
Maybe.
Yeah.
But I love it. I wonder who named ISIS. That's a great one.
Wasn't it originally just like Islamic
It was
State?
the Islamic State, yeah. Somebody in some PR room came up with ISIS. That's a great bad guy name.
It is.
And whoever came up with the ninja outfit, that's a special one, too. I mean, they're like Cobra.
Cobra Commander.
Like who came up with we're going to be in the desert running around in ninja outfit?
I was always a Destro.
Training in cages and producing these Kid Rock style videos. It's just bizarre. Everything they do is bizarre. You seen that magazine?
They have a magazine?
Dude, not only do they have a magazine, it's like well made.
Really?
Like, yeah, well made.
I've got to check this out.
Oh, it's in what's in it is it's crazy. Like, it's crazy what's in it. Like, who believes this nonsense?
I got to look this up.
I know people do. I know there are.
Right now.
Shannon, you think ISIS has a Telegram group?
Oh man. Now, of course, then there'd be a little bit lost in the translation. That wouldn't be fun. I got to brush up on my Arabic. My Arabic is very rusty, like extreme. I don't even think I know an Arabic word.
No, yeah.
I was in Mexico when those videos started coming out, though, and a lot of them just looked like bullshit to me. Like the desert behind them, like that looks like a freaking green screen. Like with the video where. Like one of the first videos that came out where they're cutting some reporter's head off and you're watching it and you're like, that doesn't look anything.
Yeah, it is a bit suspect looking, I must say, those videos. And yeah,
on it, but
I have my opinion on that, but I don't know any fact on that. You know, I have my suspicions, but you know, I can't prove it. But it don't seem right. I'll say that something seems off with it.
They could very well not be videos made by them at all. You know,
I don't believe that. I don't know. I don't know what I think.
I don't know. Yeah, exactly. I mean, you know, and that's a direct result
really
of being
don't know what I
lied
think.
to.
Yeah.
Constantly,
That's-
day in and day
that's the
out,
problem.
over and over. Just flip the channel, different lie, different spin, different. You know, and you know what are we supposed
Because
to
you've
believe?
been lied to so much, you'd be a fool to believe any of it. You'd be a fool to.
It's like an old fella told me a long time ago. Which lie you want me to believe? You know,
That's it. So, and I find it amazing that people get insulted when you say you don't believe a certain story. Like people get mad when you say, when you question anything. Like it's like personally attacking them.
Mm-hmm.
And it's, you know, it's just the way we're trained. It's like, it's the way the government intertwines themselves into our lives. And it's like we're attacking someone's religion, like someone's family. You don't believe that story. What a lunatic. We got a crazy over here. We got one of these people. And
you're probably voting for Hillary too.
Yeah, that is a typical.
Or you're probably voting for Trump too. It really just depends.
Yeah, I don't know which way that would go.
What side of town you're having the conversation?
Trump would be my guess.
Yeah,
that's a Trump supporter. Yeah, I'm still curious to see. Oh, I think Kevin. I think they talked me into wanting to go to Cleveland now.
You're crazy people.
I think
Kevin's going to be armed. You need to stay very close to Kevin. You don't have a gun.
Well, we can whatever.
You're going to die. I'm going to miss you.
I ain't gonna.
I'm going to have to keep doing the show, and I'm going to have to do it by myself. It's just going to be me and Dylan doing the show from now on.
No, it's going to be fine. It's going to be great. It's going to be good. Look,
let's make this show great again. We got that.
Daddy's going to be there. It's going to be great. It's going to be great.
I'm going to build a wall between me and you, this table.
Yeah. You don't want to go? Like, think about going.
I
want to
go, but I mean, it's the same reason that you want to see, like, kind of in a small, devious way, Trump become president and just burn the whole fucking thing to the ground.
Sure, there's part of me that wants to see that.
Yeah, that's the part of me that kind of wants to go to the convention. But
no, I want to go for lots of reasons to the convention.
It is going to be historical, but I don't think it's going to be like the good kind of historical. But then again, what is the good?
It's either. I don't think
it really. It's finally when the seventh seal is broken, and then
Oh yeah.
You're going to see Trump's skull split open, and
yeah, I don't know. Now you're talking me out of it again.
He's going to reveal his true form.
Is it going to be David Icke?
Bow before me.
It's going to be David Icke.
Oh, yuck.
I told you what I told you what I thought was going to happen. I told you my theory is that Trump's going to get the nomination, and Hillary's going to get the nomination. They're going to go all the way to the election, and in November, Tuesday night, they're going to both come out, and they're going to rip off, like they're going to start pulling at their faces at this joint press conference. It's going to be Tina Fey and Alec Baldwin, and they're going to go live from New York. It's Saturday night.
It's a beautiful dream, but
and we're going to find out.
I think my scenario is a lot closer to the truth.
Listen. And we're going to find out that this was all just this elaborate joke, okay? And so then we're going to have the real election. And in the real election, they're going to have Jeb Bush win. Because everybody's going to be like, oh my gosh, thank God we can get this guy in now. Because we just dodged a whole bunch of bullets. And the one person who everybody said we will never vote for, there will never be another Bush, We're all just going to be like,
Shut
oh,
the
thankfully
hell up.
we can get
Shut the
exclamation
hell up.
point Jeb in here.
Oh my God.
And that's it. That's how you're going to get a third Bush. I wish that was true, but it's not.
He is the lesser of three Bushes.
Oh, no, they're evil, dude. They're the worst.
Jeb is the lesser.
They're
of three
entertaining, but
Bushes.
so's Trump. But
I just think dumber with three bushes.
I don't know. HW wasn't really that entertaining.
not at
he
all.
Was like watching
he wasn't
paint dry.
entertaining.
Yeah, he was a company man, pencil pusher.
Listen, George W. Bush, I could not stand. As soon as he got out of office and his finger was off the button, he became a walking comedy act to me. And like in hindsight, I just watch his YouTube videos and just saying stuff and trying to open that door. It's like this guy was the president of the United States.
Oh man.
Because he wasn't scary to me then. His finger was off the button.
I wonder what Dan Quayle's doing now.
That's a great question.
I mean, really, what happened to that guy?
Man, okay, what they should have done is had Bush Sr. and Cheney together and just see who, killed each other, fight to the death. And then W's vice president been Quayle. That would have been great.
Well, it amazes me just thinking back and when we're talking about a guy like Dan Quayle. Do you remember his big, giant, huge, massive flaw?
Potato
with an E.
Mm-mm.
That was. I'm sorry. I'm on record now. I'm going to change my position here. I'm on air. I just changed my position. I've spelt potato with an E before, and I may do so in the future.
No, you can't do that.
Donald Trump went on a national Republican debate on
He's
the
done
stage
much worse than that.
and talked about his dick size.
He did.
Yep, that happened. I was watching it live in Fort Polk, Louisiana, with a bunch of other soldiers.
What was everyone's response in the room when Trump dropped?
The guy next to me, one of my senior NCOs, was just like, they're not even talking about anything. They're just talking about their dick size, literally. They didn't want to watch it. I guess some guy had changed the TV to the debates, and so they tricked me into coming in there because they know how I am, and it ensued with I only could watch it for about 10 minutes before I had an aneurysm. Like, I came right in when he was talking about his dick size.
See, and we watched it. We watched it strictly.
I
We
wanna
got
see
popcorn
that.
out and everything.
Yeah,
now
I wanna
because
see that.
we kind of watch it like a WWE match.
I
mean,
do.
really.
Like, I watch it like it's Monday Night Raw
Yeah.
or something.
It definitely is raw.
I think I have to approach it like that. Like, I have to laugh at it, at the absurdity of it.
Because ain't none of that shit real.
Well, first off, that's correct. It's not. But it's also to keep from, like, curling up in the corner and being like, this is it. We're going off the cliff. It's happened.
And we've also kind of figured out during this all of the debates that Trump is a master of improv. Master. I mean, he can literally he can manipulate the whole entire room just with a few sentences. And sometimes it's a good thing. Sometimes
I think
it's
he's
a bad
extremely calculated. We talk about that on here.
I think as far as the things that he says, but I'm talking about the reactions that he has with the people that are around him. The little Rubio Cruz gangbang that was going on there for a couple debates, and of course, every single time you bring up Trump's name, it was 2 hours of Trump on air, and Carson's over there got his hand still raised. And we talked about this off air. There is and I'm not a huge fan of the New Yorker, but Andy Borowitz does pull a funny one every once in a while. There's a story up about Ben Carson has completely forgotten that he even ran for president. You need to check that out. It's pretty funny. Man, I can't believe I just plugged the New Yorker on the show.
Yeah, what's wrong with you?
Live from NPR, I'm Shannon Madden.
Oh.
Now here's our host, SM Gibson.
Yeah.
We're not the anti-media anymore. We're just media. Welcome to media.
I'm going to start doing that. Who do you work for? Media.
Media.
What media? Just media.
It was anti-media, but then we started plugging the New Yorker on our show.
Shannon ruined it. We were anti-media for quite some time, and then Shannon started talking about Miley Cyrus one night, and it all went downhill.
Yeah, I haven't brought
and
her
months
up
later, you haven't brought her up in a while.
That's my baby.
Oh, shut up.
I like girls with small breasts.
Shut up.
Oh.
Fired. There it is. Fired. 38 minutes in. Well done.
Actually, well, never mind. I'm going to get in trouble if I keep talking. I'm just going to shut up.
You just
now.
got fired. How about that?
Okay. Well,
38 minutes in it took you.
Can I get paid now?
How many times is it this week you've been fired? It's Friday night. I don't care.
Oh, it's Friday, so yeah, that's going to throw me off.
I mean, I know we
It's
should
like-
probably be talking about a lot more important things, but you know what? You getting fired for like
Well, the world's
going
going to end here in a few months, anyways. Because
Is it?
Yeah, we're going to have Hillary Clinton or Donald Trump, or an asteroid's going to hit the Earth. It's one of those three things. One of those three things.
Where did
that's
this
probably gonna
asteroid
happen.
story come from?
I don't know. There's been a lot of.
Did you just make that up?
No, there's been a lot of chatter here recently.
By
from
who?
all sorts of different people.
Asteroids.com?
Was listening to our local sports show. Jocks does the little roundtable thing, and they brought up something about. There's some fella that had predicted or has done some sort of astronomical model that shows that this is it. We've got this big, giant, huge meteor shower because this planet's going to pass by.
If you heard it from Jim Dunaway, then it must be true.
Roll Tide.
Wow. For those people who do not know, Jim Dunaway is a local sportscaster.
It's probably the greatest. Roundtable is probably the greatest thing he's ever going to do in his life.
And that's a local sports radio show.
And he does it every day. That's great.
Hey, he's always got the privilege of saying he opened up for Paul Feinbaum for about 5 years. It is just I'm completely off track at this point.
How you doing out there in Kentucky, Dylan?
I am just doing great. We do not take advice on asteroids from our local sportscasters here in Kentucky, Tennessee.
Are you stationed right on the other side of Clarksville?
Yes, Fort Campbell.
Fort Campbell.
I actually played there. I played on base at their all ages club years ago.
That's
a real story. That was horrible. It's one of the worst shows we ever did too, and they hated us. Those kids were ready to
stop. Fired. 2 minutes later, fired twice. Boom. Try me.
Really happened. True story.
Stop. Stop talking about that nonsense.
Yes, Daddy.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh God, LaPonta's going to be so mad at us. We were supposed to take.
Oh
care
yeah,
of her
you've
baby.
destroyed.
We have given her
you've
baby
destroyed Levine's radio show.
We gave her baby drugs and fed it pebbles and beef jerky.
All right, let's go back to media radio.
Welcome to media.
Welcome to media.
Themedia.org. Let's talk
Org.
about The Rock for a minute.
Oh, shut, dude. You're trying me. Want to go for 3?
Bring it.
You're like 60 seconds later.
This is what Dylan does at work every day. Dylan, have you gotten any flack over this video on base?
No, not yet.
That kind of surprises me. How many
are you anticipating it?
Oh, yes.
Oh, like in like a bad Well,
I think eventually someone will see it if they haven't already and show it to somebody.
They had to have. If it was on...
what you have in the military definitely is where... It could even be a veteran.
Ron Paul was talking about it. Somebody on that base.
Oh, God,
heard
yes.
it.
Come on, man.
Yeah, somebody.
This is not like something that just a few of us saw.
Yeah.
I mean, how viral did that thing go?
Yeah.
No. I haven't looked in a while.
But
I know it's up to over like 400,000 if you add them all together. I don't even know what it's at.
Are there...
No, it's way more than that, dude.
You think?
That's just what you know about.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Are there are a lot of the people on base, are they awake for the most part? Or are there a lot of just like, yeah, let's go overseas and just kill us some brown people?
I'd say it's a cross. It is the let's go overseas and kill some brown people, because that's why a lot of them join the army, and that's just their motivation.
Ugh.
The part that blows
That's
my mind
the defense
sometimes
does. Yeah.
is the people who kind of are awake, maybe not at my level awake, but at least half my level, and still just want to go over and kill brown people.
And they still want to?
Yeah. I think it's just part of their nature. I don't know if they're in denial, maybe. Or they just haven't seen the whole truth yet, Because I was going through my transformation from liberty-minded Republican, libertarian into volunteerist, and unfortunately in the middle of that I re-enlisted because I was still a libertarian at the time. So it can take time. Mine was about a year. So hopefully I have in my old unit, I've actually heard back from people 6 months to a year later who have changed a lot because of how I used to, drill them and drill them and drill them and just say the same shit over and over again. And eventually they caught on.
And, that's what it is. That's what it takes. I know the people that are around us, I'm sure we all drive everybody we know nuts. But, that's kind of what we're trying to do here is, get people to pay attention for themselves. Look into it for themselves and go, oh, wait, maybe there's something to all.
And I try to do that often. Whenever I get in those conversations with people,
that's why it's important to talk to people.
I do try to back it up and say, look, Google it, check this link out, check the story that this person said. I mean, start your own journey with it because everybody's going to come to, there's going to be small nuances here and there as far as what they think's right and wrong, but ultimately there is one universal truth. And that, I mean, what gives me any power over another person? What gives you power over another person? And it just, just little small, simple questions like that. Why do we need a president? I've said that to a couple people, and you should see some of the looks on their face. Well, what do you mean? Why do we need a president? Why do we need a president?
It'd be chaos. You'd have a bunch of games killing each other, So
yeah.
I don't mind it as long as everybody was just kind of like, whatever. Like if you would have had somebody like Ron Paul, like if he would have been like he said, like you think he would have been. I could have done that. He wouldn't have done anything. Mm-hmm.
I think Ron Paul would have been shot.
Oh yeah, more. I completely agree. Well, they would have never, ever, 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 ever let it get to that point. I mean, look at what they're doing with Trump.
He never would have been elected.
Yeah, there was no way Ron Paul would have ever been elected. I can't believe he did better than Rand. I figured Rand would have done better than Ron.
The problem with Rand is he had that status side to him that his dad didn't.
I know.
And the people caught on to that. And the other thing is Ron Paul turned a lot of people into anarchists. So now they're just like, oh, I'm not going to vote for Rand anyway.
I know. And that's a lot of it. And I think that probably happened with me a little bit. All those are a few of them that I like. I like Massey and I like Amash.
I love Vermin Supreme. I'm sorry.
I love Vermin Supreme too.
That's my boy, man.
Amash is in the district of my hometown.
Oh, is he really?
Yeah, Justin Amash.
Yeah. What kind of a job do you think he's doing? Do you have any clue since you've been out?
Not a clue.
No clue.
From what I hear, he's doing good, but that's from my libertarian friends.
Right.
I've been missing.
Well, I know that he's keeping his word on telling everybody what he's doing, so it fills up your news feed if you follow him on Facebook or whatever it is. Oh, Facebook! Have you seen the story Shannon up on the page, the antimedia.org of the Fed book? Let me pull it up for you, Shannon, because I bet you didn't read it today.
I'm woefully... Man, I've been in a ditch all day today. Keeping it real.
You have been.
Yeah.
CIA funding companies that specialize in social media spying.
Dum, dum, dum.
Yeah, it's Right now, it's on the front page of the antimedia.org, but it's originally from The Intercept, not our story, of course, but they broke it.
Oh, I'm reading the story. Oh,
you're jumping on it.
Yeah, I'm all up in it now.
Why don't you go ahead and finish it real quick, and you can tell everybody what you think.
Scraping of the internet for social media's users, digital dust. That's the term for it now, digital dust.
Oh, Lord.
But what it is, it was a Lee Fang, who's a journalist at The Intercept, obtained the document. NQTel is funding companies that monitor, collect, and analyze social media traffic and activities on platforms such as Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram.
You know, I've really thought about just doing away with just the smartphone completely. I'm so tethered.
I know. I wish I
could. My smartphone.
I wish I could.
Unfortunately, it's my platform.
I know, that's the thing.
Yeah.
There's just there's
edged sword.
It is. It's a complete double-edged sword. Yeah. Because there's so many. You can reach so many people online that you can't reach in your everyday life.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So, well, Dylan's one of them. I mean, you know.
Yeah. There's no way all those people would have heard.
All the way in Kentucky right now. So.
Oh yeah. I mean, everything we're doing right now is because of something online. So it's a double-edged sword. That's the problem. I wish I could do away with it, get off Facebook. I do Twitter, which you can follow me at the SM Gibson on Twitter.
I'm not doing Twitter. I don't care how much you try to talk me into it. I'm not.
I don't like it. I like it.
Twitter.
Get to arguments, and you can only say so much per tweet.
Yeah, I want to be able to.
I don't. But see, I don't.
Using a lot more than what is it, like 100 and
I don't get into the whole. I think there's a whole world of Twitter I don't know about, which is like. So I think that's why I like it, because I think there's a whole lot of like bickering and celebrities and LOL.
Yeah, I'd have to deal with enough bitches on Facebook.
I think there's a ton of that,
is,
but I don't know about it. Luckily, I don't follow. Luckily, I follow people that don't do that.
I was having a back and forth with one of those Democracy Spring guys on Twitter the other day, and it's really hard.
What do you think about that? What do you think of the hashtag Democracy Spring going
on? It's the same thing of they're going to the government to fix the government, and right there in the hashtag tells me everything when it says democracy. It's not the right solution, but it is interesting that 400 of them got arrested.
Yeah.
As far as I know, it was peaceful protest, and I didn't look into the story too much.
It's not getting any media attention, I don't think, either.
Really?
Corporate media, I don't think, is covering it at all. Now, you get on Twitter especially, and like I'm not on Instagram or any of that business, and I could probably name another social media site if I had to. But yeah, it's all over that. Like all over. So the word's getting out there about what's going on for sure, but it's not that I've seen, which I can't say I've sat down and watched much anything. I watched a little bit of that debate last night. That was it. So
there was a debate last night?
Yeah, Bernie and Hillary. Oh, man, it was great.
We only watched it to see when we actually had it tuned to Fox so we could see the Donald Trump press conference. And, man, he was
Big
dressed
Papa
to
talk.
the nines. He looked great. Daddy was looking good.
I heard he did good last night. What do you guys think?
Say what?
I didn't watch it myself. I heard that Bernie did good, but I could be totally wrong.
He did. He did really good, I thought. You know, if I didn't disagree completely with about, you know, a ton of his policies. I couldn't tell you much of it, but, you know, I disagree a lot with Bernie, but I like him. I don't have a problem with Bernie Sanders.
Yeah, I'd go eat dinner at his house.
He answers the questions. Like, they don't know what to do with him because he'll answer the question. And so he repeated, he's like, can you just say yes or no to Hillary Clinton? Whatever the question was, I can't remember. And she gives this long answer, never says yes or no, and he's just over there dying, like eyes rolling, like, are you serious right now? It was
They were
hilarious.
talking about Israel's response to Gaza and whether it was disproportionate, because that's the clip I watched. And yeah, I seen that where he gave a straight answer and she just kept talking around it, and he wouldn't let her get away with it either. It was pretty entertaining.
He kept pressing her on everything all night long.
Mm-hmm.
And then she kept drilling him on the fact that he's been an independent and all this stuff, and she's a good Democrat, and you're not even a Democrat and all this business. And he turns around and he looks at her and he goes, I've been an independent for over how many years? I've been an independent. And that's how you win a general election. Not by being a Democrat, but by getting independent. She looked like an idiot. Like, she's not her husband when it comes to playing the game of politics.
No.
At all. He was a scumbag, too, but he was a great politician. She's the worst. Like, she's so unlikable. I don't even get how she's still going. Because everybody hates her. Ted Cruz, too. How's it? Like, I forget he's in the race.
All you really hear about is Trump.
Yeah.
Is Kasich still in the race?
Been decided.
Yeah. Kasich's still in the race.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
No kidding.
You knew that.
Oh, I really
You're
did not know
being
that.
an idiot.
I figured at some point in time he'd just give it up and go home.
No, he's still going.
Really?
Yeah, and in his world, he's going all the way to the convention. In John Kasich world.
Do you think Ben Carson really forgot that he was running for president?
No. Don't.
Remember that awkward stage thing that they had when they went to announce him and he just kind of stood there for a little while? Wasn't that him?
There were a lot of awkward moments with Ben Carson.
They really were.
Something like that.
But that's okay.
He's a nice guy.
He seemed like a nice man.
I'd help him rake his leaves.
Yeah, I would too.
Yeah.
I would too.
Hey, Dr. Carson.
I guarantee you he would serve you lemonade. Guarantee it.
And have you some of the Mrs. Pie.
Probably.
Yeah.
Awesome.
But you play a game of pool with him?
Yeah,
Man.
yeah. Oh, you know he's got.
We have completely
He's
derailed.
got a really nice.
Look what you
billiards
did. Look what you
I
did.
didn't do anything. I was sitting over minding my business. In fact, I was like on Facebook, and you just drew me in this conversation.
Oh my gosh. Oh man. How many times have you been fired this
Lavonna's
episode?
gonna be so mad at us for just like
Yeah.
destroying her show.
Oh yeah, it would have been much more productive for to run a Levon replay and talk about Levon things, and people could have actually been educated about stuff instead of
Yeah, she's a lot smarter than we are.
hearing us ramble.
Well, she's a lot smarter than you are.
Yeah, than me, for sure. But that's okay. That's how we gonna roll. So, Dylan, what do you see? What do you see? Where do you see us going from here? We were talking about going up to Cleveland. Would you see yourself going to the convention? Do you think you?
Yeah,
may
you're
have
trying to get a security
Do you
detail
think?
together now. Yeah.
Do you think you may have to go to the convention anyway for work?
Right up there.
That's the guard's job.
Yeah,
But if it's a bodyguard, maybe I might need to go to the convention, since, I mean, it's halfway in between you guys and there anyway. No, I definitely wouldn't go to the convention unless Shannon needs a bodyguard. I didn't even go to like my state Libertarian Party.
I'm not going. I'm not. The more I think about it, there's no way in hell I'm going. Actually, now, no.
Changed your mind 3 times just in this cat.
I want to go. I didn't.
Well, it's not the
But
fact that I
Catherine talked
don't want
me
to go.
into
It's
it.
just I don't want to go. I don't want to die. I want to be able to take the show over. Keep this show going for you. I'm doing this for you.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, I'm not going for you.
Nothing's gonna happen.
No, it's not.
No,
I mean, there's gonna be like scuffles and stuff. There will be like
No,
that.
I don't
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
think it's gonna.
There's
be
gonna
that
be
bad.
like little fist fights, but nothing bad. Like nothing
All
crazy.
lives
is
matter.
gonna happen.
All lives matter.
Maybe it will. I don't know. I don't think it will. There's gonna be fights. I guarantee you there will be fights.
Yeah.
Because there's fights at his rallies. So there's gonna be fights. But I don't think it'll be like, who knows?
I wonder if
They
there's
could
been
burn that building down too, for all I know.
I
What
wonder
do
if there's
know?
been any like bar fights over Trump.
Yeah.
I'm sure there has.
I guarantee you.
Say it to my face, mister.
Why
Yeah.
do I feel like the typical Trump supporter drinks a lot of alcohol?
Oh yeah. The high life. I used to live the high life.
Back in your drinking days.
I did. I lived the high life quite a bit.
But, yeah, what's that about?
It's not for me, buddy.
I don't know what that means. It sounded racist.
No.
Am I going to have to fire you again?
No. I'm doing my voices. I'm doing my funny voices.
So you don't think anything's going to kick off the convention, though, Dylan?
No, I don't. I mean, besides, like you said, besides your fist fight, probably not.
Yeah.
I don't know if they'll have National Guard there or anything like that. I doubt it. I don't
Oh,
think they
no,
will.
I disagree with. I think there will be National Guard there.
Yeah, there's already been like what?
I think
3,000 sets of riot gear has been ordered for. The
Oh
city of
yeah,
Cleveland.
they're not letting all that money go to waste.
Yeah.
And you have to remember too, at the 2000 convention, it was the Democrat convention, I believe, where Rage played, and they had that riot broke out, and that was a big deal at the time. I mean, everybody forgets it happened, but yeah, huge riot broke out in L.A. because they gave a free concert right in front of the arena, the Staples Center.
Yeah, given the choice, I'd definitely go see Rage Against the Machine.
Yeah, I mean, that was the whole point, to get people down there. But there will be people down there for this. There's people that just go to any rally. But I tell you what, thank you so much for joining us with Anti-Media Radio.
Thank you, Dylan.
Yeah, thanks, Dylan Robinson, for joining us on the show. Shannon Madden, I'm SM Gibson. Nick on Monday, ucy.tv/TAMR.
See you next week.
Anti-Media Radio out.
I'ma let them know through the stereo. Yo, here we go through the stereo.